founder here at BHuman, and welcome to another BHuman Office Hours. It's good to see you all. Just give me a minute as I open up our YouTube stream and LinkedIn stream, so I'm sure to see all your questions. And we have a pretty cool use case we're going to be going through today, so I will take you through it. Okay. Awesome. Cool. So I'm sure that people will, join over the next few minutes. But if you have any questions, feel free just to ask, whether it's on, the YouTube chat or LinkedIn chat. So today what I want to go through is a total end-to-end use case from start to finish. So, the start, you don't even know, barely know what BHuman is. You've definitely never made a video before. And the finish, you have a successful ongoing campaign up and running and you're seeing amazing results. So I want to take you through that whole process from start to finish, from the filming to uploading that video to the platform, selecting your variables, to connecting your campaign into Zapier, and finally launching it. So with that said, of course, if anyone has any questions, feel free to interrupt me, enter them into the chat below. I'll be sure to get to them as soon as I see them. In the meantime, let's get started. So let me go ahead and I'll share my screen. Go into the BHuman platform. Okay, awesome. So here we are. So my use case today is, a lot of our, not a lot, but a good amount of payments that are, made to our platform end up failing. Maybe someone's card expired or whatever the case, right? And so, we have these, what a company would typically do is send out emails to say, hey, your payment didn't go through, update your card to, maintain your active account. That's kind of boring, right? Let's humanize this some more. What I want to do is send out personalized videos when a payment fails. And you think about it, why do payments fail? Like maybe 50% of the time it's because, um, you know, there's a expired credit card or something like that. But probably a good chunk of the time is because someone's not really happy with the overall experience, right? So I see it as a good customer support opportunity, actually, to proactively go after someone who's at risk of, basically canceling and not being a customer anymore, and how to bring them back into the fold. So let's go through that now. I could record on the platform here, but my webcam isn't the best, to be honest. So I'm going to record on my iPhone instead. So I'm going to set that up. We'll go through the process together. Nonetheless, you'll see me record here, as I go through it. So what I'll do is I will put on headphones on my iPhone and do this recording. Now, headphones, great pro tip, use headphones. It's just going to make the audio quality so much better, and therefore our voice playing so much better, because the result's going to be great when you have a really, really good audio quality. So let's pop these in here, and I'm going to just rest my iPhone on my laptop and essentially just film that way. Again, same rules apply. Let me just pull them up here. The filming rules when you go to create a new video. Right here, right? So got to be a good distance from the camera. You want even lighting, right? So if I'm like, there's some direct light coming from over there, I don't want that on my face. I want it back up so it's more even light. You want your video resolution to be adequate. So I'm not going to record from my webcam because the resolution is not the best. I'm going to record from my iPhone. So let's do that now. So just give me a minute here and we'll start filming the video. Of course, as I mentioned, any questions, feel free to just pop them into the chat as I set up my iPhone here. Trying to rest it on my computer. Let's see if that'll work. Okay, seems to be kind of working. All right. Okay, so again, I'm going to back up with headphones. Just want to make sure I don't pull the phone away. I want to be at least as far as we can as possible. Okay. Hey, name. How's it going? Don from BHuman here. So look, I just got notified that your payment didn't go through, and I wanted to reach out, basically just let you know as an FYI, you'll probably just need to update the card. I put a link to enable you to do that in this message. But more importantly, see if you were having any problems with the platform. Mostly when people have issues with the platform, it's just a question of the learning curve, right? I understand BHuman, it's a new technology. We're using the latest AI. It's not always as simple as we'd like it to be. And so I wanted to personally reach out and essentially offer my personal help, my personal services for anything you need to be happy with what we're doing here and get you some great results. Most importantly, I mean, we have thousands and actually now over 100,000 users, but thousands and thousands of people who are like really successful, active campaigns. and they're getting insane results. And I just don't want you to miss out on it. So do me a favor, reply to this email if you're having any trouble at all with BHuman. I would love to personally step in and help. And thank you. Most importantly, thank you for your support thus far. I hope that we can continue to see you on the platform. Once again, I'm here for you, and take care. Bye bye. All right, there we go. Cool. So, what I'll do is let me just open up the chat, see if there's any questions. Cass, what's up? Good to see you here. Cass is always on these. I love you, Cass. You're the best. All right, let me just edit. I'm just going to trim this video a little bit. So then I'll airdrop it to my computer and we'll upload it to the platform. Cool. Okay, so just saved the video. Now I'm uploading it to my computer. We'll upload it to the platform. So let me just go back. Okay, I've got the video. I'm going to create a new video here. I'll just say it failed. And I'm going to upload it. Okay, so that's uploading. This may take a couple minutes. In the meantime, any questions from you guys? Feel free to throw them into the chats. While this is waiting, quick update on Persona. We are making progress on that big new update that we've been mentioning. Right now, if you go to Persona, it's still in maintenance mode, but it could be by today that we get that new version out. Which of course I'll make tutorials on because it's a completely new UI, completely new experience. And more importantly, I'll show you an example of my Persona as soon as that's ready. We're just putting the finishing touches on everything, so hang tight there. And looks like our video just uploaded. Now it's compressing, so it should just be another 30 seconds or so here. So just finishing up the compression process. And as a note, by the way, if you are an agency and you're using BHuman and you're getting good results with it, we would love to send you some business. We have an agency part of the platform where we recommend agencies that are BHuman certified. To get BHuman certified, all you have to do is let us know you're using BHuman, show us some of your results so that we basically can, put our faith and trust in you to recommend you. And you'll get a lot of business that way. We have a lot of agencies, you get a lot of business from our user base. Basically, you're just helping them to, get set up with BHuman, but specifically for the use case you specialize in. So, for example, a real estate industry agent, for example, right, who's helping people, agency who's helping real estate agents, things like that. So, just contact our team if you're interested in that. So, our video is uploaded here. Now, I shot this video in portrait mode. That's why it looks like it's cut out. It's actually not cut out, so don't worry about it. Um, we'll fix that, basically to make it show the entire video even when it's in portrait mode. So even though it looks like name cut off my face, don't worry. Oh, I don't know why I'm wearing this anymore. Don't worry about that because we actually have the whole thing covered there. You'll see it when we generate some samples. So it's just transcribing. There we go. So here's what I said. Very simply. Okay, what words in this do I want to change? Well, name. Cool. I'm going to make this variable first name. And then we're done. Let's hit finish. Okay, cool. So let's preview a sample. Let's make a video for Cass. So the Cass is always here. We love Cass. All right. In the meantime, I'll check if there are any other questions from anybody. Okay, cool. So Alderd says, hey, wanted to ask why we can't remove old content. Is there a solution? They do not use the personalization, but just say hi without the first name. So removing old content, we actually have that now, where you can delete campaigns and things like that. We didn't a while ago, but we added it maybe like a couple weeks ago. Let me just show you that really quick. So I just opened a new tab of BHuman. And if I go, yeah, into a campaign, I have this option to delete campaign, and we have it for videos as well. It's like, let's say this one, right? I can delete it. So probably we probably didn't know we added that. We added that maybe like 3-ish weeks ago. That's one thing. The other question you asked is, hey, I want to be able to upload a video and not personalize. So it sounds like you don't want to personalize anything, right? Maybe just want to use background mode. We get that every now and again asked to us. Very easy to do. Basically, you would upload your video, and then you just want to replace something at the end, an inconsequential word you don't care about. So, for example, let me show you something. Let's see if I have. Yeah. Okay. So let's imagine I didn't want to personalize anything in this. I just wanted to use background mode, for example, right, or use other Be Human features, but I didn't want to do any actual speech changing. Well, all I got to do is highlight this. Bye bye. Right. Some word I don't really care about. I'm just going to name this like nothing. Right. Make that a variable. And then when I add my data to this, I would just connect that to a column that just had like a space inside. Basically, there's no speech to be made. Right. And so when you play this video, it'll just say and take care. And then the AI will make him close his mouth when he's saying bye bye. Um, so essentially, there'll be no difference, no noticeable difference. So that's how you can do that. Let me see if there's any other questions. So Cass asks, when does send connection request do on what does send connection request do on leader? Is there a way to make sequences and delay messages soon? So send connection requests. So on LinkedIn, there's two types of people on LinkedIn. There's people you know that you're connected to already, and there's people you're not connected to. So what they call it, someone you're connected to, they call it a first degree connection. Someone you're not connected to, they call it a second or third degree connection. Meaning like, okay, you don't know this person directly, but maybe someone you know knows this person, or at a minimum, someone you know knows someone who knows this person. So that's second and third degree. No problem, Eldred. I think that we have a tutorial on that somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Getting back to Cass's question. For second and third degree connections, people you don't know, you have to send a connection request, which basically it's like kind of like a friend invitation, like an invite, friend request, where someone can either accept it or not. So if you try to run a leader campaign, you're reaching out to people who you don't know yet, then you're going to be sending them connection requests. Alder, let me see if we have that as a help article. I know that we've answered this questions many times before. Let me just check this for you really quick. Any other questions, feel free to pop them in, whether you're on YouTube or LinkedIn. I'm monitoring both chats. Let me see if I can find this for you really quick. Okay. Yeah, I actually did get it. Okay, I'm going to paste it in the chat for you. But if you need any help, just message our support. But it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Okay, so coming back to Cass's question, is there a way to create sequences and delay messages soon? We're working on that primarily though. Before we add new features to Leader, we're working on making it more robust and more reliable. Like a lot of times, not a lot of times, sometimes when you start a new campaign, we'll need to go in and manually start it for you. Just because of the way LinkedIn works is a bit tricky. So we're focusing on making that stronger and better and more solid before we add new features. And trust me, I love new features, but I feel like we got to eat our vegetables before dessert. So, we're eating our vegetables, fixing bugs right now. Then we'll get to that. I would say maybe like let's say at a minimum 3 weeks away, at a maximum 6 weeks away, somewhere in that time range, we'll start to add sequences and delays and multi steps in campaigns. Okay, so coming back, looks like our video has generated. So let's watch this video for Cass, and let's open it in Vimeo. So you can see it actually generates the full thing for us in portrait mode, as opposed to, this is just our preview. We're going to, make changes so it shows the full thing on the UI, but it does generate the full video. So we can play this back. Here, I'll just rewind this so you guys can see it again. So you can see it actually generates the full thing for us in portrait mode, as opposed to, this is just our preview. We're going to make changes so it shows the full thing on the UI, but it does generate the full video. So we can play this back. Here, I'll just rewind this so you guys can see it again. So you can see it again. So again, we're using this opportunity as we're not trying to say update your card, you're going to cancel your account. It's more like, hey, look, FYI, casually, probably need to update your card. But more importantly, there's a reason why you probably maybe you don't want your card to go through, right? Maybe you're not happy. So let's focus on that and actually get you your help, right? Um, so that's that. Cool. Okay, cool. So happy with that sample. So let's now campaign, and I'm gonna call this Stripe failed payment. So we're gonna set up a Zapier automation here. So for example, so we're gonna select the use case here. So this is finance, and this is gonna be let's see, automate billing check-ins. Cool. All right. Now at this point, we're like, okay, cool. Now we have to connect our data, right? So how do we get failed payments on Stripe into BHuman? Well, we do it through Zapier. So we can open up a Zapier flow. Okay, now what's the trigger? So the trigger is every time that a payment fails on Stripe. So failed payment. Oh, you know what? I need to. Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm not sharing the right tab. Okay, so every time a payment fails on Stripe, but before I do that, I need to make sure I'm in the right Zapier account. Just give me a second here. In the meantime, any questions, you know what to do. Okay, so we're in the right account. Awesome. Okay, so the trigger is again Stripe. So anytime on Stripe there is a failed payment, we're going to continue, pull in some test data. Okay. Then we're going to generate a video in BHuman, and we can select the campaign that we just made here. So I need to choose one of my accounts. So I'm going to choose my account. And to connect BHuman to Zapier, you just have to go to BHuman settings, and you'll get the code there for Zapier. But my account's already connected. And now we select the campaign that we just made. Stripe failed payment. There we go. Okay, cool. And now we say, all right, well, what do we want to say for first name? Where's that data coming from? Well, it's coming from Stripe, from the customer name. But you'll see the customer name is actually, it's two words, Magnus, in this case, Ogun Sanwo, if I'm saying that right. So we need to split it. So it just takes Magnus. So what we can do is we can add a step in between, and we can hit format. And this is basically going to do exactly that, split that name into two different parts. So we just take the first name. So we're going to use text, and we're going to transform. We're going to split text just here. And the input is Magnus, that full name. The separator is just a space, and we're going to take the first value of that. So basically the first word in that. Then you can see it's going to return Magnus for us. There we go. Now in BHuman, coming back here, the first thing is going to be not the full name, but just the output of that step. Okay. So we're going to test this, and we're going to get back generating. Okay, awesome. So at this point, well, what's next? Well, we got to send the video out, right? So we're going to add Gmail in here. Gmail is just sort of my go-to for sending, just so easy. That's what I use. If you use Outlook, you could put Outlook here. It's going to be the same process. So we're going to send an email, and we're going to select my email account, Don at BHuman. Now this is going to, and it's going to the person on Stripe, their email. It's coming from my email. I'm just going to enter my name in here. Okay. Reply to, I'm going to put our help email so we can help them in the most efficient way possible. So when they get the email from me, but when they reply, it goes to our help email. Subject, think about this. You don't want to be annoying. You don't want to say your payment failed, right? You want to be like, maybe like something super casual. What I always say is when you're writing copy, write like you're literally texting a friend. Well, how would I text a friend? Let's just do that, right? Like, hey, bro, quick check in, right? Like, okay, now obviously I'm not just reaching out to guys here, so I can't really say that, but at least, okay, we have a starting point, right? Um, Maybe now we're saying, okay, hey, and then we're taking the first name. That's good. And, uncapitalized seems like I literally just typed it out. Body type. Now, this part is important. So, we're going to use HTML for the email, which will let us put the thumbnail from BHuman in here in a really nice way. So, there's a snippet of code we can just copy and paste in to do this. So, let me show you that really quick. All you got to do to get that is just go to our help center. All right. And just search Zapier, and you'll see how to send a video over email with Zapier. Scroll down here, you get this HTML code. Let's just copy this and throw it into here. Okay. Now, you see right here, we have like video URL, thumbnail, video URL. We have to replace those with the values generated by BHuman in the last step. So video URL, well, that comes down to video URL. Just select and replace it. Thumbnail, I can select thumbnail, but actually I prefer to select a GIF, which is, the moving thumbnail. Gets more clicks. And video URL, again, same thing, video URL. Awesome. And then I can replace, what's up here is just up to me. Like, depends on what I'm saying. So, hey, first name. I'm going to change this to um, wanted to quickly check in with you. Let me think about this. How would I write to a friend? Well, first, I wouldn't do a line break. I would just do one line. So, like, hope all's well. Notice you may be having trouble. A platform. Wanted to personally offer my help. What's going on? No. Think about this. At the end of the day, it's all about psychology, right? I mean, that's what our videos all about psychology, right? So yeah, hey name, hope all is well. All right, let's do this. Hey name, everything okay? No, you are having trouble. You're having trouble, comma, wanted the person to offer my help. Okay, and then and here's that link, and I'm gonna put that Stripe billing link if I can find it. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is it. That's a lot of data they give us. It's got to be this one, the invoice. We'll test it, of course, before we make this live. So let's run this one. Oh, and here's that link. Let me put the link. Actually, I'm going to put this into a like an actual link. Somebody uses href here, and be like, oh, and here's that link, and then I'm gonna put it there. See here, I'll just write. And then I'll just do talk soon. I'll just say that, talk soon. Okay. That's a pretty casual email, which typically is exactly what you want. Okay, so let me just take a sec before we continue to look at the. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong. My bad. Sorry about that. Okay, let me just recap. So we're in Zapier. I'm building the email. I gotta get those notifications better. So building the email. Hey, first name. Quickly checking in. Quick check in. I'll say no. This is better. Hey, name. Everything okay? That's gonna get a lot of opens. Okay. Hey, name, everything okay? Notice you may be having trouble. Wanted to personally offer my help. The video URL, the GIF, all that's embedded in there with the Stripe invoice link. Okay, let me pause there for a sec. Look at questions. Um, so Cass says, just join Persona in your intro video. Mentioned we soon have picture turned into chatbot. Yeah, yeah, we're really close to having this. Probably, I mean, we're able to do it with internal testing. We're working on like now getting it to the platform, which is always the part that's a bit unpredictable. Um, Probably in the next like 3 weeks, something like that. Basically, Cass is saying so. One of the things we're working on with Persona, like you have to start with some training data. Right now, you have to film yourself for about 4 to 5 minutes. But we also have a model where you just upload a picture of yourself. Now, the results are not as good, to be honest, not as fluid and real looking as if you took 5 minutes to record yourself for the training data for AI. But it is really cool because you can just throw in any picture. So yeah, like at least 3 weeks, let's say 3 to 5, somewhere in there. I know it's always annoying when you can't get good predictions, but it's kind of the name of the game. Okay, cool. So that's our body. Let's go ahead and test this out. But before I send it to this customer, I actually want to send it to myself first. This is important. We only start to generate your video once you publish. Before that, we don't actually generate anything. So if I go in here and I hit continue and I test the step, they're going to send me an email. Now, the email will have the video empty. This is completely normal. So if you get this, don't freak out, right? Everything's fine. So here, right? So you can say, hey, Magnus, everything okay? Notice you may be having trouble. Wanted to personally offer my help. Uh, Watch here. Oh, and here's that link. Okay, cool. So long story short, how do we get the videos to actually generate? Well, we have to publish the Zap and then the videos actually generate. So let me go back to Zapier. What I want to quickly do is just edit this really quick. Gmail. I want to remove the line break for the link. So I'll show you why I'm doing that. It's just a style choice. So I'll test it again. And I'll show you the new email. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and here's that link -C here, right? So like super, super, super casual and easy. And then we pull up. I don't want to share customer data per se, but here I'll share this. It shows, the link where they can update their card. So that's perfect. Okay, so let's go back to Zapier. All right, cool. So this is ready to go, right? So we're ready to publish the now, we look at the copy, everything looks good. We've tested the video beforehand, it all looks good. So now let's actually put in the customer email here. And now we're going to continue and we're actually going to publish. Okay, cool. So this is now published. Let me just give it a name. I'd like to write CX, customer experience, just to keep my head organized. Stripe payment failed. Okay, cool. Now I want to go in and see if there's a way where we can trigger this so you guys can see how it actually looks in the real world. Let me think how I can maybe trigger this. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have to wait for an actual payment failure, a real payment failure. Let me see something if there's a way I can pull it. In the meantime, any questions, just shoot them into the chat. But by the way, this flow is live. So now when someone abandons, when someone doesn't pay on Stripe, when the payment fails, boom, a video gets sent out and it arrives in their email. So I want to see if there's a way I can manually trigger this though, so you guys can see what it actually looks like. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know of a way. Well, you saw, for example, if I go to, let's see. Yeah, if I go to the BHuman and I look at, let me go back to that template. You saw how it looks for Cass when we generated the video. So basically, like if Cass abandons card, sorry, if Cass's card fails, he's gonna get this video, uh, but it's gonna go in the email here. Let me just show you. I'll show you a different example, just so you get an idea of like how it looks on email. I think that's important to see that the GIF thumbnail is really cool. So let me just show you an example. Okay. Cool. So we have this example here. So reaching out to people, and we have the thumbnail here, and you can see that like there's a GIF, right? So I'm starting to talk. We're using background mode in this case for this particular campaign I'm showing. We actually have the recipient's website behind. So they open their email and they're like, "Whoa, like someone's looking at my site. What's going on?" So that's really where we get all these huge click through rates. On average, actually, we 6.9 times, about 7 times your click through rate. So we've seen incredible results. We've seen someone go from 0% click through rates to 40%. They were saying the same thing. It was the same email with the same exact content, except now they're using the human video instead of text. So very, very, very important to do this if you want to get good results for your campaign. So that's it. This is live. We're fully up and running now. And about I was explaining it, so it took us about 20, 25 minutes, but I could do this in 10 minutes, right? Once you get familiar with things, it becomes a breeze. So with that said, we'll pause if there are any questions here. Okay, there are. So Jamil says, preview campaign function is needed. A function to generate 1 to 3 videos out of the campaign so that we can feel confident everything is as it should without rendering all the videos. 1,000%. That is a fantastic idea, Jamil. It's funny you bring that up because literally just yesterday, another customer gave us that idea and we're like, genius. We actually we're literally in the process of doing that right now because basically like what you don't see when you preview a video on the template page is you don't see background mode, right? And it's also it's not your real campaign data. So I am with you on that. We're actually doing that right now in priority. I would say we're maybe like 10 days away from having that in, but yeah, completely agree. That's a great idea. Great idea. Okay. All right. So if there are any other questions, feel free to enter them in now. So Cass says, is there a way to not include the video in the first message on Leader currently? There is actually. There is actually. If I go back into Be Human, okay. So if I go to Leader and I go to Create Campaign, I throw in any sort of link search here. Let me just give you an example. I'm in Sales Navigator now, and I'm searching for CMS in Dallas, for example. Okay, cool. Copy this link, go into Leader, paste it in, select our LinkedIn account connected, and now personalized video. This part is actually optional. You actually don't need to select a personalized video if you don't want to. So we can hit next, and then we just continue as normal, right? Okay, how many LinkedIn requests do we want to send a day? Let's say 60. We're going to send a background. We're going to send a connection request. Background mode we're going to leave unchecked because again there's no video. Let's set the schedule, right, and hit next. And now we just type in our message. Hi, first name, whatever your pitch is to them. And normally what we do is we put the video just after this. And so the video embeds so they can play it right there on LinkedIn. But in this case, there's no video to put, so no video will be put. So it's just your message. So yeah, there is a way to do that. And the reason why we have this is because, again, we're laying the groundwork to be able to do sequences and multi-steps. And, maybe you want to put a video in one step, but not the second step, or, vice versa. That's all up to you. So yes, we have that option for you. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll hang out. I'll hang out here for 30 a minute or so more. If there are any. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I noticed I was sharing the wrong screen again. Yep. Let me just show you that one more time. So basically, it's just this. You just don't select it, Cass. So next, and you just fill it in as normal. Any other questions? Feel free to fire them now into the chat. Then we'll wrap up. Cool. All right. Well, I think that pretty much does it unless any last questions come in right now. Thank you so much for joining the live stream, everyone, joining the office hours. Once again, every business day, I'm here for, if there are a lot of questions, I'll stay for a whole hour, right? But I'm here for usually around an hour, answering your questions. The time of these office hours just depends on my schedule, but I try to change the time so people on different time zones can join in. But yeah, thank you again for your support. Any questions, use our live chat at the bottom right corner of the platform of your screen there, and we'll get back to you within 5 minutes during business hours. And yeah, thank you all for joining in, and I'll see you around. Take care. Bye bye.